With Back in Blood, you changed the sound, I would say, to a more earthier sound. You know, when I compare it to Devils or Angels, what was the inspiration behind this?
Well, you know, we just wanted to Back in Blood to be more like the band album. When you come to see the 69 Eyes live, you know that we are like 5-piece band, which doesn't include keyboardist. And on the previous albums, we have like a lot of like programmed or keyboard elements in our music. And when you come to see us live, it's more based on like real rocking band with a real drummer and everything like that. So we wanted the album to be like Rise the Band sound to be the main key element of the album, and that's why we chose producer Matt Hyde, who's been known from his works with like bands like Monster Magnet and Slayer, and he was located in Los Angeles, so it sounded also like fantastic idea to go to do the album in Hollywood, because those Hollywood bands like you mentioned, LA Guns, Guns N' Roses and so on, they inspired us to start this band originally. I have to, of course, mention Hanoi Rocks from Helsinki, Finland, just not to piss Eddie McCoy or Michael Monroe off, but I mean, still, you know, our roots were like also there, so it was exciting to go to these actual sites to record the album, and of course we thought that when we go there, that inspires us to get some extra energy for the album. And on the other way around, we were doing also with the American producer, and that really brought something new to our music. So we sort of reborn as a band. We were reborn as a band in Back in Blood, and that really served its purpose. And I mean, this is like great ending for that period to do this Dark Decadence tour with these ultimate sleaze rock of the modern times, like CRASHDIET and Hardcore Superstar.
So it changed the sound quite a few times. I ask myself how you did it that you can keep, you know, a sound like that you always hear it's a 69 Eyes, you know, but the records got a different mood, got a different vibe, and how you handle this.
Thanks for mentioning that, because that's exactly how I see the things. I mean, every time you can't really categorize the 69 Eyes to any special small category, like we're not goth, we are not metal, we are not like pure rock and roll or slim or sleaze or glam, so you can't really categorize us, so that gives us the possibility of come up with the new sounds all the time. But of course I think we always sound like only like us. I mean, you can from the, you know, it's always the same question I have to explain it all over again. So that's great that you finally have noticed that. And when it comes to the upcoming music, what we are creating next, I think like I said, this tour is what the vibe of the world is right now, or at least vibe inside of me. It's more like nothing but the good time. So I think the next 69 Eyes album, I like it to be like the record that makes people more dance, party, have a good time. There might be even some little ray of sunshine in the new music of the 69 Eyes. So it's just like cool to create something new all the time. There's only 2 bands in the world who have, you know, released the same album over and over again, and they are the Ramones and AC/DC.
So the only other band is The Cult that did it the same way like you guys. You also got very cool video clips. It's for Back in Blood. You got the 3rd time worked together with Debauchery as a director, and can you tell me how you came together with Bam?
Well, like we all know, Bam is a huge fan of this Finnish band called Him, and he started to hang out in Helsinki like some 10 years ago, and I actually met him. I met him first time in Paris, so we became friends, and then he started to also direct videos, and he did few Him videos. So I just like asked from him like, hey, what's up, like what about like you know, like directing videos for the 69 Eyes, and he was like, why not? And then like some 6 years ago we did this, or even 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, we did this video together for our single Lost Boys. Yeah, and that was like the updated version of Lost Boys, the classic movie, and also we filmed a little bit in Hollywood to add something of that vibe there, and that was a lot of fun. When you're in studio making an album, it's not fun like most of the times. It's like, it's really, it can be really hard. So I mean, when you make videos, that has to be the opposite. So when you're doing videos with BAM, it means like it's some 4 or 5 day party. And that's exactly what you need when you do videos after making an album, which needs some different kind of disciplines. So yeah, I mean, it's always cool to party with BAM, and Dead and Gone, that was like some 3-day party, 4-day party in San Francisco and in Philadelphia, and also like when we did Dead Girls Are Easy, that was like a long lost weekend in Philadelphia.
The night before the
Wir sind zurück mit Jyrki 69 von den 69 Eyes und nächstes Jahr haben die 69 Eyes ein ganz besonderes Jubiläum. Dazu werde ich jetzt Jyrki fragen. Next year you got a very special anniversary. It's the 20th birthday of Bump and Grind. So if you look back on the past nearly 20 years, you know, since your first record, what were the highlights? What were the lowlights? And do you make a special box set or something for Bump and Grind or a special edition?
Oh, why I never even thought about that. That's a great idea. I mean, wow. We're on this tour where we're playing a lot of like stuff where every show is different every night. So we've been playing stuff from older records because we think that the fans come to see us, like, so we are not like introducing Back in Blood anymore. You know, that was like last tour a year ago was like more like a Back in Blood tour, like we were like introducing the album for our fans. Now it's more like these shows are like more fan friendly, so there's like rare stuff. And funnily enough, a lot of our fans actually really like Bump and Grind, the album, and they're asking like quite a few songs for us to play. So I think, and we haven't done that, so I guess we have to add that to our set list in the future. We released a Goth and Roll box set a couple of years ago, so we are actually been planning to release a Sleaze box set, and I think it's called something like First Blood or something like that. So maybe, actually, thanks for the idea. I have to remind our bosses that maybe next year would be pretty like perfect time to release such a box set, because you know we have a lot of stuff like we've done like early days and a lot of like never before released stuff, and that's exciting. But you know, I'm looking forward, so I don't so much think of the past. Sometimes I don't even remember what's back there. Sometimes I do, but there's sometimes some things. There's nothing that I could want to forget. Nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm still like looking forward, because even though the band has a long history, I think we've maintained to be such an act that every time we have a new record, we are at least at some corner of the world or by some journalist considered as a fresh, new, exciting act. We're not like, even though we've done these tours over and over again in Europe, I don't think we are still stuck into some like same kind of tube that we just release a record, do the tour, release a record, do the tour. I think we always try to become, when we do new music and everything, with something totally new and have some exciting new flavor there. So I'm still looking forward to the future, but whenever I look back, of course there's like material that we could start releasing boxes, but I'm not sure if the time is right now. But I mean, I guess the Sleaze Rock box set would be pretty nice collection for any glam fan out there.
So when we come back to the 20 years thing since Bump and Grind, you know, you're one of the few bands, you know, that haven't a lineup change. So what's the secret behind your friendship or being in the band of the 69 Eyes?
I was answering for that question a few years ago that we are properly stupid, because I mean, if you have a metal band, you are supposed to change members all the time to keep it interesting. But for the 69 Eyes, I don't know, we just didn't get it, I guess. So we stupidly have had the same members like all through the years, and that there's not so many bands who have like same lineup. So there's no secret. I guess we just like we are doomed or cursed to continue this as long as we do. I mean, and besides, it's fun, and as long as there's like venues full of audience, why not?
So thanks for the time and thanks for being a guest on Rocket TV, Jyrki. I enjoyed it. Und weiter geht's mit der nächsten Band.